In addition to one of our guests today, Carl Jung, coming in to observe consciousness, how it moves, how it expands, how it shifts and changes. We have another dear guest that I've personally invited in on this day, one that you probably don't know, probably never heard of, probably never will after this Shoud. This isn't a big name in the angelic realm, not an archangel, just a regular common angel. Angel's name is Shez. Shez, just a short nickname. And Shez is neither male or female, but I'll reference Shez today as feminine because she has never been to Earth before, has never taken on a physical body. Will be one of these years soon enough. But right now, Shez is in service, as many, many angelic beings are. She operates very, very close to the earth realms. She's gone through considerable training of how to be a guardian angel, a spirit guide, some of you have called this type of being. Most of the spirit guides have never been to Earth before. Their job isn't to answer the questions. Their job isn't to pave the path for you, because it would defeat the entire purpose of your journey. But the job of one of these human angel assistants, the acronym being HAA, human angel... Human angel assistants. We'll take the bubbly.
Oh, okay.
The,
There you go.
the bubbly, thank you.
That's Coke, though. That's not Pepsi. Are you okay with that?
Tingles. The job of the human angel assistants is to help to maintain a balance of consciousness and energy, help to maintain what some of you have experienced before in your work. We call it a golden cord versus the silver cord that would connect you to other dimensional parts of yourself. The golden cord is something that the human angel assistants help to maintain for the humans who are on Earth, so they don't get completely lost, so that there is always the angelic presence surrounding them, so that they know that they are never alone and that they are truly loved. Because without the presence of a guardian angel or angel assistant, for most humans, they would find it excruciatingly difficult, dark and depressing. They would feel that they have lost touch with everything on a higher angelic realm. So these human angel assistants are trained in how to help maintain an energetic space between the human, their divine, the angelic realms, and what you would call a non-physical reality. You've all had them before. You've called them spirit guides or guardian angels. You've felt their presence at some of your darkest moments, when you felt a failure as a human, when you felt rejected by ones you had loved, when you felt rejected by your parents or others. Some of your very darkest moments when you've been crying out to Spirit, when you've been saying prayers to the great unknown, as we call it, God. These are the ones whose presence that you'll feel, not necessarily because they come any closer, but because you're more open at that point. You're at a different level of consciousness. The human level is in a point of despair and agony. But you're also at a more open level. You've had to go out of your mind. You've had to reach yourself out. And this is where you can particularly feel the essence of the guardian angels. Nearly every human on earth has one. Some have more than one, but generally never more than 4. You, Shambro, right now made a conscious choice a number of years ago to release your guardian angels, to release your spirit guides. You knew it was time for you to take ownership and responsibility of your own self, to cut the golden cord so that you could embody yourself, your spirit, and your divine from within, from right here. To take off those spiritual training wheels and to really let yourself experience life on your own. When you let go of that golden cord and bid your thanks to your human angel assistants, it was difficult. It left a void. Part of you wondered if you could go on. Part of you felt like you had absolutely been abandoned, even though it was your choice. We think we could get addicted to this. I'm going to write a book also, as Sam, 101 Great Reasons to Come Back to Earth, even when you thought you were going to ascend. So, dear Shambra, everyone has one, and our dear friend Ches comes in today, not a well-known angel. Ches has a responsibility to a human, a woman in her 40s, living in Europe by the name of Rebecca, and it actually is her real name. Ches has to observe and be there in spirit, helping to maintain that balance for dear Rebecca. For otherwise, Rebecca, her aspect, her human self, may get lost, may get totally lost. So it is interesting, the work of these human angel assistants. They're not there to judge at all. There's been days when Rebecca has done some, what you might consider really stupid things. Really, really stupid. There was a day not so long ago where Rebecca got so angry at a coworker of hers that she deliberately gossiped about her. She deliberately set her coworker up to get in trouble, which the coworker did, and the coworker ended up getting fired. Now, you would think that the guardian angel, that Ches, would say, Rebecca, this is a wrong thing to do, but the guardian angels don't do that at all. They're there to love and accept no matter what. Granted, they are also learning, because guardian angels are preparing to come to earth themselves. So through their compassion, through their constant love, they're also learning some of the qualities, some of the most brilliant qualities that they want to embody when they come to earth. So Ches has to be there for Rebecca when she absolutely hates herself, for things that she does, for overeating. She overeats, and oftentimes she makes herself get sick afterwards. Ches can't say, Rebecca, don't do this. Ches has to be there in total love. Now, some of you, we can feel your temperature go up a bit. Why don't they yell out and tell her to stop doing that? Why don't they block her from doing it? Why don't they set up things to make her learn her lesson? But that is not the role of an angel or a human. The role of the guardian angels is constant love, constant compassion. There was a time when Rebecca had thought about taking her own life. She'd been married, divorced, married, divorced again, no children, doesn't really know why she wants to go on living. She has a job, but not a very good one. She has friends, but she doesn't let them get close. And by the way, she's not Shaumbra. Potential candidate, of course, but she's not Shaumbra. She doesn't even know what to believe when it comes to God. She's going to church, but didn't feel it resonated with her. She prays a lot. She prays a lot right now. And that's when Ches can really come in close and just try to radiate love and compassion as Spirit would do. Rebecca prays to the great unknown, as we like to call it, God. This great unknown. Humans set up God as so unknown, off somewhere else. Humans set up God as this being that knows everything about them, but they know nothing about God. Humans set it up that God can see everything, but the human sees nothing of God. Humans set it up that God is all powerful. In a flash of the eye, can wipe out an entire universe and create another one. But humans see it that they have no power at all to do anything other than maybe get through the day. The humans pray to this great unknown out there somewhere. And it remains an unknown, a mystery. And then stories and books get written about it that turn it into even more of a mystery and more of a punishment and more of a judgment and less and less and less of love. That is why it has been so important for the guardian angels to be there, to radiate this love, to radiate this compassion, to be there for humans no matter what, even when they're thinking about taking their own lives or the life of another. You realize that there are guardian angels for ones who are about to kill another human. Terrorists, they have guardian angels. Guardian angels don't have a preference for religion or any belief system. That's not their job. They're not there to tell a terrorist not to do something. And they're actually not there to warn other humans to be careful or cautious that there could be a terrorist situation. So often when something in the world happens, like the recent activities in Mumbai, India, we get a lot of, celestial email from the humans, not directed at anybody in particular, but saying, why do you allow this to happen? Why does God allow this to happen? Because we love you. Because God loves you. That's why. We don't interfere. We don't choose or want to interfere. We want to be there in love and compassion. You know, wars have been going on Earth ever since the time of Atlantis. Wars have been a way of dealing with issues. Wars have been a way of, strange way of learning. And perhaps we're in an era now where the consciousness is high enough where we can go beyond wars. But in spite of the wars and the suffering and any of the other difficult conditions, life goes on. And it's not just one life that you or that other humans have. It's many, many lives. There is no true death. There is no true pain or suffering, although it's hard to tell a human that. It goes on. It continues to evolve. And happily to say that, that the human condition and the human consciousness continue to raise, continue to expand. We know that there are days when you say, it looks like we're going backwards. You get these dreams or imaginations that the world is going to fall back into a slump Go back to the Dark Ages. Sometimes you connect consciously with some of these future sci-fi type of movies where the world has been decimated by war, by the environment, by the other conditions, and it's just a survival type of environment. But it's not that way at all. It's not going to be that way at all. The level of consciousness on earth right now is too high for that. It's not going to go backwards. There are humans like you, Shaumbra, and other humans who don't call themselves Shaumbra, but might have an affiliation with another type of group or just by themselves, that have brought up the level of consciousness on earth to where it can't go back to Dark Ages. It can't go into a form of annihilation on earth. It can't go to a point of old world wars anymore. It's a changing world and changing for the better. And there are still difficulties, indeed. There are still many humans who resort back to some very dark ways, some very challenging ways. But the world is going forward. You could take a deep breath with that. So Ches comes in today to observe not just Rebecca, who he's working with. He's taken a little time off to be here with Shaumbra, and he wants to go back, or she wants to go back. Forget which is which. She wants to go back and talk this over with some of the other guardian angels. What it's like for them. What she saw here with this group of Shaumbra. What she sees with the potential of humanity. So we're asking you to invite in and actually honor, not just Ches, but all of the guardian angels who are working across earth right now, who are there in total love and compassion for the humans, no matter what they choose to do, no matter what they choose to do. And perhaps there's an important thing to be learned from Ches for each one of you. Total compassion and love for other humans. You don't have to be a guardian angel in service in the other realms to take on that role. To have total love and compassion for yourself. For yourself. Just imagine, you used to have guardian angels or spirit guides not so long ago. They loved you unconditionally. Imagine now using that as a standard for yourself. Totally loving yourself. Not the kind of love or the conditional love that you tend to have. You can love yourself on the good days, loathe yourself on the bad days. No, we're talking about that same purity that the guardian angels have had for you. And then just imagine for a moment, having that same compassion in your everyday life for other humans. Total love, total compassion. That means not trying to change them and not feeling sorry for them. You know, one of the first things they do in working with and training the guardian angels is they teach the guardian angels, don't feel sorry for a human, ever, ever. Tough lesson. It's a little bit different because these angelic beings haven't been to earth before, so they don't have some of the overlays that you do. But yet, the moment that their energy starts coming closer to this earthly dimension, it's so easy for them to start feeling the sorrow, replacing compassion with sorrow. But does that really do a human good? How would you like it if your guardian angels had just felt sorry for you? Wouldn't you feel like a bit of a failure if you could feel that energy around you feeling, I really feel sorry for Mary? Wouldn't that be an awful thing to wake up to in the morning and feel around you all day long? Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll talk about that in just a moment. So, Chamber, you are the standards. You are the human angels on earth right now. Can you imagine having that level of compassion and love for another human, that you're just going to love them and accept them? See, part of you wants to struggle with that, saying, but how can I just stand by and watch other humans, damn it? How can I just let them do all of these wrong things? Here's what separates an enlightened being from a normal, regular human being. The ability to love unconditionally. It's the essence of Kuan Yin. It's the essence of Mary Magdalene, and Mother Mary. It's the essence of Sophia and so many of the other energies that have total compassion and love. You're starting to get it. You're starting to learn it. And it's what's going to separate you from your old self in these coming months. And what separates you from the other humans. And there are times when it can be lonely. Being so filled with compassion and love that you don't have drama. That you don't have energy stealing and feeding. So filled with compassion and love that other people are going to want your presence. I want to understand what got you to this point of being a guardian human angel. Can you imagine the difficulty of some of the guardian angels having to watch humans do some of the very difficult, what you would call very dark, heinous things that they do? And the guardian angel stays balanced, stays loving, stays there for that human, maintaining that golden connection, that golden cord, because all will be accepted back in the other realms. So, we tell you this today because, first of all, you release this need or desire to have the guardian angels when you started going through your awakening process. Now, you have correspondence. You have angelic beings that you work with all the time, but you don't have to have the assigned beings maintaining that energy space for you anymore. That's one of the reasons it feels a little lonely at times. One of the reasons why, you'd love to have that, it's like a blanket. These guardian angels are like a blanket. You'd like to have that back around you. But you also know that you're maturing in your consciousness. It's time to let go of that blanket.